Hey guys, we're Mount Clemens Middle School PM. Our situation is going to be with Miss Jones, our patient, who's been deaf since birth. She's going to be getting an appendectomy today, and she's feeling very frightened and very nervous.
Hey, I'm Melissa, and I'm going to be playing Miss Jones, the patient.
Hey, my name is Nicole, and I will be playing the nurse, Nicole.
I'm Corinne. I'm going to be Dr. Howard.
I'm Jasmine. I'm going to be the sign language interpreter.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm narrator 2.
And I'm Jill, and I'll be narrator number 1.
Hope you enjoy.
Miss Jones, may I come in? Hi, Miss Jones. My name is Nicole, and I will be your nurse today. I am going to help you with whatever you need. I noticed in your chart that you have a hearing disability, and I will go ahead and get an interpreter so we can communicate better. Hey, I have a patient in room 1, and she's hard of hearing. Can you help me communicate with her?
Sure, no problem.
Miss Jones, can we come in? Hi, Miss Jones. Here's your interpreter.
Hi, how are you? My name is Jasmine. I'm going to be helping you today. Are you scared? Okay, we're going to get the doctor. He's going to come in, and he's going to explain things to you. Okay?
I'm going to get Dr. Howard for you, okay? And he's going to explain the procedure. Hey, Dr. Howard.
Hey!
I have a patient in room 1. Can you come in and see her? She's having an appendectomy in a couple hours, and she just wants you to go over the procedure. She's a little frightened.
Okay, yeah. Hello, my name is Dr. Howard. I'm going to be your doctor for today. It looks to me you're going to have an appendectomy today. That means your appendix is inflamed and it's causing you a great amount of pain. This is a surgical emergency, so we need to put you under anesthesia, and we're going to use a laparoscope approach to take it out before it creates any more complications. Do you have any questions?
Hi, Miss Jones. Do you have any other concerns or questions about the procedure? You still look frightened. Miss Jones, I had this surgery when I was 14, and I was really scared too. And in pain too. This is a common procedure, and they will remove your infected appendix through your belly button, and you won't even have any pain or a scar. You'll be okay. The post-op nurse will come here for you when you wake up. Fortunately, our time here has ended, and you'll be in good hands.
Alright, so the pre-interaction phase begins when the nurse reviews the patient's medical history before meeting the patient, before going into the room. Then we move on to the orientation phase, and that's where the nurse introduces herself and explains her role and relationship with the patient and how long she'll be with the patient. She also did this by explaining that she was going to get an interpreter.
Next was the working phase, and the nurse provided information needed to understand and change the patient's behavior from being less nervous. Then went the termination phase, and the nurse and the patient separated their relationship when the patient goes into surgery.
The nonverbal communications that Nicole, the nurse, used was provided by using direct eye contact and holding the patient's hand.
The nurse used verbal communication, clarity and brevity, when the nurse spoke clear and slow. The nurse repeats important parts to clarify that the patient understands the procedure. Pacing is another verbal communication. The nurse knew to slow down her speech so that the interpreter could translate to the patient.
The nurse demonstrates bridges by sharing her own experiences about the appendectomy surgery. This enhances trust, and she also provides an interpreter to the patient to prevent any barriers with communications. And the nurse was very attentive, which also provides caring.
The nurse demonstrates a barrier because the patient is deaf and has anxiety about the procedure. She overcame the barrier by providing the interpreter and reduced the anxiety by explaining the procedure.
This scenario is an example of Swanson's act of caring. Swanson describes caring as a nurturing way of relating to a valued other whom one feels a personal sense of commitment and relationship. Maintaining belief. The nurse goes the extra distance by telling the patient she will be okay and providing hope for the patient. She provides knowing because the nurse avoids assumptions that the patient understands the procedure, although she nods her head. The patient trusts the nurse because she takes time to get to know her. The nurse was being with the patient because the nurse was physically and emotionally present with the patient throughout her stay. And doing for, the nurse provides comfort to the patient to decrease her fear about the surgery. And finally, the nurse enables because she makes sure the patient understands the procedure by explaining the procedure once again.
Hey, Alyssa.
Charlie?
Sorry, guys.
Take
Great.
3.
The worst actress.